Okay, we're now learning some more information on the major changes to the food stamp program, the SNAP program, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. I want to bring it to your attention here in this video because we just learned some more information today. And no, this is not in regards to the new rules that went into effect as of the beginning of November. This is another set of changes coming in to the food stamp and SNAP program. Now, as you noticed by the title of this live stream here, I said 14 days. Yeah, within about 14 days here, apparently USDA, according to the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, we're going to be getting that major announcement out in about 2 weeks from right now. And that's going to tell us exactly what we need to know about these major changes. Now, again, I had a video out earlier today. In that video, I was highlighting and discussing the details of those new rules that went into effect as of the beginning of November, right? So I've talked about those a few times since November. I mean, honestly, the first 13 days of November were disastrous with all of the back and forth, the flipping and the flopping, the lapse of benefits, things like that. So honestly, the first couple weeks of November were a huge mess. But nonetheless, we did have these major changes that came in that started as of the beginning of November, okay? That's not what we're talking about here. Now, here's what I want to point out for you. During this whole lapse in benefits that started at the beginning of November, obviously here we are, the government has reopened, obviously, last week. Benefits are flowing out to beneficiaries. You should have received your full benefit by now. In fact, I think I saw Mississippi still has not distributed all their benefits yet. They should have done that a while ago now. But anyway, virtually everybody has received their full benefit right now, okay? But here's the deal. Because of the government shutdown and with all of this drama around the food stamp, the SNAP program that has taken place literally the first 2 weeks of November, unfortunately, with all of the extra attention on the food stamp, the SNAP program, well, because of that, guess what they're going to do now? They're going to go through this program with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that everybody that's on the program needs these benefits. And I really want you to be aware of what's going on here and what they're going to be rolling out literally in 2 weeks and what this means for you, your monthly benefit from the food stamp program. Now, I also want to clarify everything I'm talking about here in this live stream right now is only focused on food stamps, SNAP benefits, that. Not talking about your Social Security, your SSDI, your SSI, any of the other benefits you're receiving. We're only talking about food stamps here in this video, okay? Anyway, let me tell you exactly what the Agriculture Secretary said today in an interview, why we need to pay attention to this, the timeline, the 14 days, what all of this means, and what we can anticipate. I'm going to be fair with you. It's still kind of a mystery at this point. We don't know exactly the magnitude and the severity of what they're going to be rolling out here, but I can tell you this much. It's not going to be pretty for a lot of people. I can tell you that right now, okay? They are on a mission to extract people from this program and basically reduce costs within this program. The program costs about $100 billion a year, okay? Not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that's about what they spend on this program every year. And they think that this program is riddled with fraud, according to what they think, okay? Again, I'm not accusing any of you here in this community. I'm here to bring you information. I'm never here to say, oh, you're doing these bad things. No. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying this is what they believe, and I want you to be very aware of this. Okay, Brooke Rollins, Agriculture Secretary, was out today in an interview, and here's what she indicated. Again, by the way, some of this is repeat. I have talked about some of this, but we have a little bit more of a timeline right now and what we can anticipate from some of these major moves, okay? She was out in this interview today. She indicated the week after Thanksgiving, which, quick side note, can you believe it? Next week is Thanksgiving already. That's nuts, okay? A week from tomorrow is Thanksgiving as I host this live stream. That is nuts. I keep losing track of time here. It's wow, I can't believe it, right? Anyway, next Thursday, Thanksgiving, as I host this live stream right here, right now, she said the week after Thanksgiving, which, by the way, that is the first week of December, by the way. So whether we want to say the week after Thanksgiving or the first week of December, whatever you want to say, apparently they're going to be rolling out the new changes and the new parameters around the food stamp SNAP program. What can we expect? Here's what we know. All 22 million households, there's roughly 42 million people enrolled in the food stamp program. They're going to require all 22 million households, every single person and household on the food stamp SNAP program will need to reapply. Yes, that's what you're hearing here. And this is what she confirmed yet again. Everybody will need to reapply. Okay, this is going to be a massive headache. This is going to be a massive headache for a lot of people. And I unfortunately think that some people are going to fall through the cracks on this, and it's going to be a mess. So if we thought the beginning of November, the first 2 weeks of November, was a mess with the food stamp program, we may be on repeat again in December. I'm just saying, okay? Benefits will still flow, benefits will still arrive for people, but if we're going through the process of reapplying for everybody, that's going to be a mess for a lot of people, right? Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of people that don't have any disruption. Everything will be totally fine, but there's still going to be a huge number of people that are going to get impacted by this. And again, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to prepare you so you recognize what's coming in about 2 weeks from right now, okay? That's what they're doing. Now, they also are going to be doing this. This is interesting. They're going to be requiring everybody who reapplies for the food stamp SNAP program, okay? They're going to need to reapply, prove that they have very limited income, very limited resources, which honestly is already kind of the process to be eligible for food stamps, SNAP benefits in the first place. You pretty much got to prove that you have very low income and that you don't really have any resources, okay? That's pretty much the standard right now. But they're also going to basically make people prove that you cannot survive without it. Yes, this is what they're saying. You need to prove that you cannot survive without it. How are you supposed to prove that, right? I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of like the new test here. I'm kind of curious to see what their proof is on that. Like, how are you going to prove this, right? I don't know. But anyway, they're basically just going to do what they can here to find only the people within the program here that truly need these benefits for survival. I mean, this is getting nasty, right? I mean, are we like lost, deserted on an island or in the woods or something like that? And like I don't know, like, like we need this just to like get by? I mean, I don't know. They're making it sound like something that it's really not. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is what they're going to be doing here, okay? So please prepare. I imagine that when we get this announcement sometime the first week of December, by the way, she did not indicate an exact day as far as the week after Thanksgiving, but again, that's the first the first week of December. We don't know exactly which day. I said in the title 14 days. It could be 12 days. It could be 17 days. We don't know. It's just going to be the first week of December. So again, 2 weeks, give or take a little bit, 14-ish days from right now is when we're going to get that big announcement that comes out. So what I want you to know is this. Please prepare. You're going to be getting communication from your state. Remember, here's the thing with the food stamp program. Great program, helps out a lot of people. But the problem with it is this, it's federally funded. They make all the rules. The states simply administer the program. Federal government gives the states money. States then take that money and distribute it to the beneficiaries within their respective states. You're likely going to be getting some kind of communication from your state with guidance out of USDA on how to proceed with this basically recertification process. That's what it's going to be. Now, here's the thing as well. Over the last couple of days here, well, actually last couple of weeks here, realistically, I've had a few people here in the community reaching out saying, but like I just went through my review, right? So you get a review on your benefits, every 6 months, a year, something like that. Every so often, and again, it's different depending on somebody's situation. It's depending on the state. They can call one of these reviews due at any time if they want to, essentially. Okay, they generally don't do that, but they could. But here's the deal. So some people have been reaching out saying, I just went through my review. Is this going to apply to me? To my understanding, and according to what the Agriculture Secretary is saying, this is everybody. Everybody. Doesn't matter if you just got a review yesterday. You'll have to go through this. The recertification, reapplication process. And she's also indicating, don't worry, it's not going to be all that onerous. Like what? Really? Can you imagine 22 million applications coming through all around the same time? Do you think the states and these local offices within the states are going to be able to process all these applications in a timely manner to make sure the benefits are still flowing? Now, that's a big question that I have too as well, which I do not have an answer for you at this time, which is this. During this recertification process, are they still going to pay benefits in full and make sure the beneficiaries are getting the necessary money rather than saying like, well, we're going to have to review to see if you're eligible for this, and then we'll grant the benefit. I don't know that. They did not indicate specifically. I would imagine they're going to continue to pay these benefits in full to all the beneficiaries while they go through this recertification process. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions here, and it sounds like in about 2 weeks, the first week of December, we're going to be getting a whole lot more information here out of the Agriculture Secretary, USDA, and what they're going to require out of all food stamp SNAP beneficiaries. And this is honestly going to be HE double hockey sticks for you and your life in December for a lot of people that don't want to do this and have to go through this. But unfortunately, this is what they're requiring. This is not an optional thing like, oh, when you get a chance, can you maybe reapply for benefits? No, they're going to say you must, you have to. This is required. And this is going to be something that they're going to require out of every single household. And according to the Agriculture Secretary, that's about 22 million households that gets these benefits. And again, collectively about 42 million people across the board. So get ready, okay? So again, we're having a little 2-week reprieve. First half of November, not fun, bad situation. The second half of November, like right now, decent for everybody, getting your full benefit, living life, everything's okay. First week of December, yeah, it's going to be chaotic again, okay? And who knows, maybe they do this in somewhat of a staggered approach where they say hey, we've got 22 million households. We'll do 5 million households at a time per month for maybe the next 4 months or something like that. They'll process 5 million applications or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing out some ideas. I don't know. It sounds like they're going to do all of this at the same time, just simultaneously everybody reapply. To me, that sounds like a total mess. They're going to be very backed up with the processing of these applications. And then what's going to happen with this is they're going to be so overwhelmed with all the data, with all the applications coming through. These state and local offices are going to not know what to do. In other words, they're going to be so overwhelmed with data coming in and these applications that, unfortunately, some people are going to fall through the cracks on this. We already know that. I mean, it's just it's kind of almost what's the word I'm looking for? The law of probabilities, right? I mean, just when you have that amount of volume, the sheer amount of volume, 22 million applications coming through, unfortunately, there's going to be some mistakes there, right? And people are going to get hurt because of that. Anyway, the whole purpose of this is because with this lapse in benefits, the first half of November, we got all this attention around the program. People started poking around, tinkering around the program, and guess what happened? They started looking into it, and all of a sudden they realized, wait, 29 states complied with the orders out of USDA earlier this year, over the summer, demanding that they hand over all beneficiary data to USDA. 29 states complied, 21 states did not comply. Well, here's what happened. They started looking through the data of these 29 states, and they found within that, there's 186,000 people that were deceased getting benefits. They didn't like that, right? They also found, what was the number? It was what was the number? It's a big number. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember the number off the top of my head. I'm not going to throw out some random number if I don't remember exactly what it was. Anyways, some huge number, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, something like that, people getting duplicate benefits. People getting benefits in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states, multiple benefits. And they're like, hey, this is not okay. Okay, so they're finding all kinds of things within the program. And again, I want to make it very clear, I am not accusing any of you here in this community of doing this. I'm just saying this is what they are apparently finding. So they all of a sudden think, oh my, look at this. Program was just riddled with fraud. And that's the whole objective here, is to get everybody to reapply so that they can go through this application by application and make sure that the people that are getting it, according to what they're saying here, need it to survive. Interesting, right? So anyway, I just want you to be aware of this. And again, as I've promised you many, many times over the last several years in practically 6,000 videos here that I have on the channel, I will bring you the data as it comes across the wire every single day in videos and in live streams, talk through the details on this, and do anything I possibly can to be here for you, to represent for you, to advocate for you, to help you understand all the stuff that's going on right now. This is another one that is going on with the food stamp program. Now, I want to point this out as well. I saw a couple comments on the video from earlier today, and some people reached out and, I was talking about the new rules that went into effect as of November for the food stamp program. And I saw a few people reach out and say, oh, they're just trying to get people that are double dipping or, doing shady things on the program. And I was like, yeah, they're trying to do that too. But the new rules that I talked about in that the video from this afternoon, Those are the rules that came out of the OBBB, the big reconciliation package that passed over the summer and signed into law by the president on July 4th. Those are the new rules with the age requirements and the new dependent definitions. What I talked about in that video is discussing all of those details. This that we're talking about here is totally separate than that, okay? Those new rules that I talked about earlier today, those alone are going to extract roughly 3.5 million people from the program, literally booted off the program because of those new rules, okay? That's about 3.5 million people, according to some of the independent studies that are out there. This little tooth combing exercise, or however I can say that, I don't know. This little exercise they're going to be doing here in the first week of December, this is a totally separate thing, and I'm not even sure. I can't even imagine how many people are going to be pulled off because of this as well, okay? And again, please remember, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to give you details so you can be aware of what's going to happen here, rather than being blindsided by some random letter that you get from your state that says, hey, reapply, and you're like, what? WTF, what do you mean reapply, right? What are you talking about? And then you have this data so you can be aware that this is coming here. Probably within the next 2 weeks, we'll get further guidance on this. And it even sounds like they have some mystery changes up their sleeve as well that they want to implement for the food stamp program. We don't know what those are yet, but it sounds like when she talks, as in Brooke Rollins, the agriculture secretary, it sounds like she's got some other things out there that they're planning on changing within this program. Not sure what those are going to be quite yet, but this is going through a major overhaul, and I just want you to be aware of this, okay? Anyway, as always, please drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Let me know what you're thinking on this. I can come back in another live stream. I can come back in a dedicated video. Let me know what you got for me. I'm here to bring it to you as this information is hitting the wire. Busy stuff out there. A lot of big things are happening. Make sure to stay tuned. Again, if you have not done so, please consider subscribing. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video. Big share button right down below as well. Otherwise, stay tuned. Seriously, it's going to be busy. The rest of the year here, we've only got about, what's the date today? 19th? We have like 5.5 weeks left or so of the year. Can you believe? Wait, is that right? 5.5 weeks? Is that right? The 19th, there's like 11 days left of this month. Yeah, like 42 days. Yeah, wow, 7. Yeah, 6 times 7, 42. 6 weeks. We have 6 weeks left. There we go. 6 weeks left of the year, right? I know, I can do basic math, okay? I know, sometimes I surprise myself even. Okay, anyway, please, let me know what else I can do for you. Drop your comments down below. Otherwise, stay tuned. Between now and the end of the year, apparently it's 6 weeks according to the rough math I just did right there. 6 weeks left of the year. It's going to be nuts between now and the end of the year. Some major changes. Right away, as we roll into the new year, all the major changes go into effect for Social Security. And then obviously the first quarter of the year, January through March, is also a very busy time as well. So I'm going to say this much. The next 4.5 months, make sure to stay tuned. It's going to be crazy busy. In fact, all of next year, honestly, it's going to be pretty busy as well, especially with all of this talk about the new $2,000 stimulus check that they continue to talk about and they continue to discuss and commit to more and more people every single week. Yeah, that's very interesting as well. Anyway, let me know what else I can do for you. Again, please subscribe. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video. Big share button down below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll probably catch you again later. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this. Really appreciate all of you. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your evening. Maybe I'll catch you again later. Otherwise, for sure, tomorrow. All right. Anyway, if you're joining this, or if you're watching this live stream right here, right now, I always like to say this. You may want to click off now. You don't have to, but I'm going to unplug the microphone, and when I do, my phone starts talking, and it's maybe kind of loud and annoying. You can hear it if you want. I'm just saying, I always like to give that quick little warning. All right, anyway, here we go. Unplugged. This. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Cancel. All right, see you later.